All right, this is some of the entries from March 23rd, 2020. Give me a second. On March 30th, 2020, I read Ezekiel 2, 5, and 6. And whether they listen or fail to listen, they will know that a prophet has been among them. Do not be afraid of them or their words. You must speak my words to them, whether they listen or fail to listen. As I wrote down that as I sat here on the school property, that I was surrounded by flies and grasshoppers and termites and all kinds of stuff. And the Spirit spoke to me and said that pestilence is coming. And that at the same time it resonated that there's also going to be genuine worship and a connection with God, that even during the turmoil, even during the noise and the pestilence, that there would be genuine worship and connection with Him. Again and again, the impressions that I was getting was that this is directly from God's hand, that COVID was directly from God's hand, that it was not from Satan or demons or anything else, that this was a plague directly from God, and it has a purpose. And with everything else that God did, the purpose is clearly to draw more people to Him and to give Him glory. He wants faith to explode in the hearts of the people worldwide, and sometimes the only way to give them true life is for them to have a closer brush with death. On March 30th, 2020, the verses that I read, again, when I read the Bible, I read it sequentially with bookmarks. So I have a bookmark in the Old Testament area, a bookmark in the middle, a bookmark in the New Testament area, and I read it chapter by chapter by chapter. So this was the chapter that I arrived on in March 30th when I started praying about these things. On March 30th, 2020, I was reading in Ezekiel 4, verse 16, I will cut off the supply of food. The people will eat rationed food and anxiety and drink rationed water and despair, for food and water will be scarce. Ezekiel 6, verse 12, he that is far away will die of the plague, and he that is near will die by the sword, and he that survives and his spirit will die of famine. Lamentations 3, 25 through 26, the Lord is good to those whose hope is in Him, to the one who seeks Him. It is good to wait quietly for the salvation of the Lord. Luke 23, 31, for if men do these things when the tree is green, what will happen when it is dry? 2 Corinthians 9, verse 10 and 11. Now he who supplies seed to the sower and bread for food will supply and multiply your seed for sowing and increase the harvest of your righteousness. You will be enriched in everything for all liberally. I also wrote down 2 Corinthians 4, 16 through 18. Therefore we do not lose heart, but though our outer man is decaying, yet our inner man is being renewed day by day. For momentary light affliction is producing for us an eternal weight of glory, far beyond all comparison, while we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. For things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. God is grieving. There's a famine in the future, a drought in place. A division is taking place, a shaking. The missing element is praise. Hopelessness and depression stems from a feeling of helplessness, a lack of power, lack of control. Control is an illusion, but we can trust God who has all control. Praise is a missing element to turn us around. If we don't trust Him, we won't think of Him as praiseworthy, and it won't happen. Do we define His goodness based on our circumstances? If so, then we're never going to praise Him, because there is always, always something that is wrong. There's always something to complain about. It starts with us. It starts in our heart, and then it works outward.